Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a crucial topic that affects millions every year: food poisoning. It's that unwelcome guest that nobody invites to their party, but somehow always seems to crash. We've all been there. The stomach cramps, the nausea, the fatigue. It's not pretty, but fear not, because knowledge is power. We're going to equip you with the know-how to outsmart those microscopic mischief makers and stay healthy. From understanding the most common culprits to learning effective natural remedies, we'll cover it all. So, whether you're a seasoned chef or just starting out in the kitchen, this video is your ultimate guide to preventing and treating food poisoning. Let's get started. Let's talk bacteria, the usual suspects when it comes to food poisoning. These microscopic troublemakers are everywhere and can wreak havoc on your gut if you're not careful. First up, we have Salmonella, often found in contaminated poultry, eggs, and raw produce. Picture this: you're making a delicious chicken Caesar salad, but you don't wash the lettuce properly, and boom, Salmonella sneaks onto your plate. Next, we have E. coli, a common resident of undercooked meat, especially ground beef. It's like playing Russian roulette with your burger if it's not cooked to the recommended internal temperature. And let's not forget about Listeria, which loves to hang out in deli meats, soft cheeses, and unpasteurized dairy products. It's particularly dangerous for pregnant women, so it's crucial to be extra cautious with these foods. Now, how can you avoid these bacterial bad guys? The key is proper food handling and cooking. Always wash your hands thoroughly before and after handling food, cook meat to the appropriate temperature, and store leftovers promptly in the refrigerator. These simple steps can make a world of difference. Now let's move on to viruses, those sneaky saboteurs that can spread like wildfire. Unlike bacteria, viruses need a living host to multiply, and unfortunately, our bodies make the perfect breeding ground. One of the most common foodborne viruses is norovirus, notorious for causing outbreaks on cruise ships and in schools. It spreads through contaminated food and water, as well as through close contact with infected individuals. Imagine this: someone doesn't wash their hands properly after using the restroom, touches a doorknob, and then you touch the same doorknob and grab a snack. Bam! Norovirus has entered the chat. Another viral culprit is hepatitis A, which primarily affects the liver. It can be found in contaminated food and water, especially shellfish harvested from polluted waters. So, think twice before indulging in raw oysters from questionable sources. The good news is that proper hand hygiene and avoiding contact with sick individuals can significantly reduce your risk of viral food poisoning. Remember, frequent hand washing is like a superhero power against these invisible villains. Moving on to the uninvited guests, parasites. These cunning creatures can live in your digestive tract and cause a whole host of unpleasant symptoms. One such parasite is Giardia, a microscopic organism that thrives in contaminated water sources. Imagine this: you're hiking in the great outdoors, stumble upon a crystal clear stream, and decide to quench your thirst. Little do you know, Giardia cysts are lurking beneath the surface, just waiting to hitch a ride on your taste buds. Another common foodborne parasite is Cryptosporidium, which can contaminate water supplies, swimming pools, and even fruits and vegetables. Think about it: that refreshing salad you're enjoying might harbor microscopic stowaways if it wasn't washed thoroughly. These parasites can cause persistent diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and fatigue, turning your dream vacation into a nightmare. To avoid these unwanted guests, always boil or filter water from natural sources and wash produce thoroughly, especially leafy greens. Remember, prevention is key when it comes to parasites. Did you know that some bacteria produce harmful toxins in food, even if the bacteria themselves are killed during cooking? These toxins are the silent threat, and they can pack a powerful punch. One prime example is Staphylococcus aureus, commonly found on our skin and in our noses. Imagine this: you're preparing a delicious potato salad for a picnic, but you accidentally touch your nose and then continue mixing the salad without washing your hands. Staphylococcus bacteria from your finger transfer to the food, and as the salad sits out in the warm weather, the bacteria multiply and produce toxins. Even if you refrigerate the salad later, the toxins remain, ready to wreak havoc on anyone who consumes them. Another culprit is Clostridium botulinum, which produces the deadly botulinum toxin. This toxin is most commonly associated with improperly canned foods. If you see a can that's bulging or dented, it's best to err on the side of caution and toss it out. Remember, when it comes to bacterial toxins, prevention is crucial. Always practice proper food handling, wash your hands thoroughly, and refrigerate perishable foods promptly to avoid giving these toxins a chance to form. We all know that fruits and vegetables are essential for a healthy diet, but did you know that unwashed produce can be a hidden danger? From the farm to your plate, produce goes through many hands and environments, increasing the risk of contamination. Imagine this. You're at the grocery store, picking out a beautiful head of lettuce for your salad. Little do you know, that lettuce might have been handled by someone who didn't wash their hands properly after using the restroom, or it might have come into contact with contaminated water or surfaces during processing. Even organic produce, while grown without synthetic pesticides, can still harbor harmful bacteria if not washed properly. The same goes for pre-washed greens. While they might seem convenient, there's always a chance of contamination during packaging. So, what's the best way to clean your produce? First, wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water. Then, rinse fruits and vegetables under running water, scrubbing them gently with your hands or a clean brush. For firmer produce like melons and cucumbers, you can use a vegetable brush to remove any dirt or debris. Let's talk about undercooked poultry and meat, a risky business that can quickly lead to food poisoning. These protein sources are known to harbor harmful bacteria like Salmonella and Campylobacter, which thrive in raw or undercooked environments. Imagine this. You're grilling chicken breasts for dinner, but you're in a rush and don't use a meat thermometer to ensure they're cooked to the safe internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius. The chicken might look cooked on the outside, but the inside could still harbor dangerous bacteria. The same goes for ground meat, which should be cooked to an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 71 degrees Celsius. Ground meat has a larger surface area, making it more susceptible to bacterial contamination. To stay safe, always use a meat thermometer to check the internal temperature of poultry and meat. Don't rely on visual cues like color or texture, as these can be misleading. Remember, cooking meat to the recommended temperature kills harmful bacteria and ensures a safe and delicious meal. Improper food storage can turn your refrigerator into a breeding ground for bacteria. Bacteria thrive in warm, moist environments, and your fridge can provide perfect conditions for them to multiply. Leaving perishable foods out at room temperature for too long is a common mistake. The danger zone for bacterial growth is between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Within this range, bacteria can double every 20 minutes. Storing food in non-airtight containers is another mistake. An open container of leftovers is an open invitation for bacteria. Store leftovers in airtight containers to prevent cross-contamination. And remember, refrigerator organization is key. The door is the warmest area, so avoid storing milk and eggs there. Store these items on the middle or lower shelves for consistent temperature. Let's talk about cross-contamination, the invisible enemy in your kitchen that can quickly turn a safe meal into a recipe for disaster. It's like a game of microscopic tag, where harmful bacteria from one food item hitch a ride to another, often without you even realizing it. Imagine this. You're preparing a chicken stir-fry and use the same cutting board to chop raw chicken and vegetables. Bacteria from the chicken transfer to the cutting board, and even if you wash the board quickly, some bacteria might remain. When you chop the vegetables on the same board, those bacteria can contaminate your veggies, increasing your risk of food poisoning. The same goes for using the same utensils for raw and cooked food. That spatula you use to flip raw burgers might transfer bacteria to the cooked patties if you use it again without washing it thoroughly. To prevent cross-contamination, always use separate cutting boards and utensils for raw and cooked food. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water after handling raw meat, poultry, or seafood. And remember, when in doubt, throw it out. We've all been there, staring into the depths of our refrigerator, questioning the expiration dates on our food. Can we squeeze in one more meal? Consuming expired food is a gamble not worth taking. Those dates protect you from potential foodborne illnesses. As food ages, it becomes more susceptible to bacterial growth. Imagine finding ground beef a few days past its expiration date. Those extra days could be all it takes for bacteria to multiply. So, what's the best way to avoid this gamble? Practice the first in, first out method. rotate older items to the front and newer items to the back. And remember, when in doubt, throw it out. We often associate food poisoning with contaminated food, but did you know that contaminated water can be just as risky? From the water we drink to the water we use to wash our produce, contaminated water can be a hidden threat that sneaks into our kitchens and onto our plates. Imagine this. You're traveling to a developing country and decide to quench your thirst with a refreshing glass of water from the tap. Little do you know, the water supply might not be properly treated, and harmful bacteria or parasites could be lurking within. Even in developed countries with generally safe water supplies, there's always a risk of contamination. Natural disasters, pipe breaks, or other unforeseen circumstances can introduce harmful microorganisms into the water system. So, how can you protect yourself from waterborne illnesses? When traveling to areas with potentially unsafe water, always opt for bottled water or use a water purifier. At home, be mindful of boil water advisories and follow the recommended precautions. And remember, even if the water looks and smells fine, it doesn't guarantee it's safe to drink. Thank you for watching. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the most common causes of food poisoning to practical tips for preventing it. Remember, knowledge is power, and by understanding the risks and taking simple precautions, you can significantly reduce your chances of experiencing the unpleasant symptoms of food poisoning. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Spreading awareness about food safety is crucial for protecting ourselves and our loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative videos on health and wellness. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications on our latest videos. Stay safe and healthy.